You know how cholesterol gets blamed for everything, right? It's like the bad guy in every health movie. Heart attack? Cholesterol. Blocked artery? Cholesterol. Slow Wi-Fi? Probably cholesterol. But what if cholesterol isn't the villain? What if it's the firefighter showing up at the scene of a fire, only to get blamed for starting it? Sounds a lot like my friend's bacteria, right? Okay, let's break this down. First of all, cholesterol is not bad, it's essential. It's the raw material our body uses to build cell membranes, vitamin D, sex hormones like testosterone and estrogen, cortisol, our stress and energy response hormone, and bile acids to digest fats. And guess what? Every single cell in our body contains cholesterol. It's not optional, it's foundational. So, blaming cholesterol for disease is kind of like blaming the bricks for a collapsing house. It's not the bricks' fault, it's the architect's, or maybe the engineer, or the contractor. I think you get the point. Secondly, what many people don't know is that most of our cholesterol is homemade. Here's the interesting part. Even if we never ate a single egg yolk again, our body would keep making cholesterol. Why? Because we need it. Our liver produces up to 80% of the cholesterol in our blood. So yeah, that means cutting dietary cholesterol won't do much. Trying to lower cholesterol by skipping butter is like trying to empty a lake with a teacup. Now, let's clear this up. When we think of cholesterol, we usually think of the LDLs and HDLs on our blood test reports. Well, those are not cholesterol. They're lipoproteins. Think of them as trucks that transport cholesterol. LDL is the delivery truck that brings cholesterol from the liver to the tissues. And HDL is the garbage truck collecting excess cholesterol and bringing it back to the liver. The trucks aren't good or bad, they are just doing their jobs. Now, there's more to this. Not all LDLs are the same. There are different types of LDL particles. Large, fluffy LDL, which are slow, floaty, not dangerous. And then there are small, dense LDLs. Tiny, fast, not inherently bad either, but more likely to get stuck and oxidized. So when doctors say LDL is bad, they are likely oversimplifying things. The real problem is oxidation. LDL becomes dangerous only when it's oxidized. Oxidized LDL is like a damaged truck leaking oil and crashing into artery walls. That's when the immune system panics. That's when inflammation starts. That's when plaques begins to build. The true villain? Oxidative stress from sugar, smoking, processed seed oils, stress, pollution, etc. Now, consider this one. What if cholesterol is not only necessary, but also forms part of the system's maintenance system? When blood vessels get damaged from toxins, inflammation, or high blood sugar, the body sends cholesterol to repair them, like a little repair crew. Cholesterol isn't causing the damage, it's patching it up, like a band-aid. So high cholesterol might just mean the body is trying to help. And guess what? Plaque in the blood vessels isn't just cholesterol. It often contains calcium, and that's actually worse. Arterial calcification is a stronger predictor of heart disease than cholesterol levels. And weirdly enough, some studies show statins may increase coronary artery calcification even though they lower LDL. So what do the studies actually say? There's a lot of spin in this area, but here are a few highlights. First, the Framingham Heart Study found that people over 50 years old with higher cholesterol often lived longer. Second, in the Honest trial in Japan, people with lower cholesterol had higher all-cause mortality. Third, many people who suffer heart attacks have actually normal cholesterol levels. And fourth, many people with high cholesterol just live long, healthy lives. So if high cholesterol is equal to an automatic death sentence, the data isn't really backing that up. At the end of the day, what actually causes heart disease then? Well, the real contributors are inflammation, oxidative stress, insulin resistance, high triglycerides, and low HDL. So you'd think we would urgently take a fresh look at ultra-processed foods and seed oils, right? Well, they're still walking free while cholesterol takes the blame. And how about saturated fats, you might ask? Well, natural saturated fats like coconut oil, butter, ghee, and fatty cuts of meat are not the enemy. What's actually dangerous? Oxidized fats are, like seed oils, canola, soy, corn, especially when they're heated. Those oils do promote oxidation and inflammation, not cholesterol. That said, I'm not saying we should ignore blood results that flag high cholesterol levels. It might be that the body, in its wisdom, believes it needs to use more cholesterol for normal function. But if cholesterol levels are consistently high, especially when combined with high triglycerides, high acidity, and elevated inflammation markers, that may be an indicator that something's up. Again, not the cause of anything, but a signal that the body is undergoing some kind of stress that deserves some attention. So when cholesterol is high, the question should be, what is the body trying to repair? Is there hidden inflammation? Is there a need for more vitamin D or hormone production? It's not about attacking the cholesterol, it's about listening to the message. Now, let's talk about statins. Are they a quick fix or do they pose long-term risk? So yes, statins lower cholesterol, but the question is this what we really want to do after all we just covered? But not only that, statins also lower CoQ10, critical for heart and brain function. They can cause muscle pain, memory issues, fatigue, and increase the risk of type 2 diabetes. So ultimately, they don't address the root causes of disease but can actually cause some trouble themselves. Ultimately, we do have to ask ourselves, what actually helps protect the heart then? Well, there are so many things. Eating whole foods, especially antioxidant-rich ones, reducing sugar and refined carbs, moving daily, yes, even walking counts, sunlight to convert cholesterol into vitamin D, managing stress and getting enough sleep, and spiritual alignment and emotional release. Yes, even grief can inflame the body. I've already covered that in another recent video. Here's some bonus information for you. Did you know that the brain contains about 25% of our body's cholesterol? So cholesterol is basically food for the brain. Low cholesterol has been linked to depression, memory loss, and increased risk of dementia. So let's not starve the brain in the name of a flawed narrative. Speaking of narrative, by now you may wonder, where did that myth of bad cholesterol come from? Let's just say Ansel Keys, flawed studies, cereal company lobbyists, and a war on fat that instead promoted low-fat, high-sugar junk as healthy. But the tide is turning. More doctors, researchers, and rebels like us are speaking out. People are waking up, and we can see that in the food trends. Butter and eggs are making a big comeback. So no, cholesterol isn't the monster we were told it was. It's a healer, a messenger, a misunderstood little molecule that's just trying to keep us alive. Let's stop blaming the firefighter for the fire. Let's start asking better questions. And let's just trust the body's wisdom to guide us, not fear-based guidelines written decades ago. So, feel free to share your own story in the comments. I'd love to hear how your relationship with cholesterol has evolved. And hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and feed your inner rebel. More truths coming soon.